We're going to the Clogher Valley in County Tyrone and a collection of remarkable photographs from the 1920s and 30s. Now, the photographer this time was an English woman, Rose Shaw, who focused on ordinary people's rural lives, capturing images, that might have been lost forever. And the Clogher Community Village Forum hosted an exhibition of these iconic photographs in Corrick House Hotel. And it was a chance for local people to view and possibly identify family members from years and years ago. Sean McCaughey, Rose Shaw, this is my first introduction to her. Can you tell me a little bit about her?
We can't unearth a photograph of Rose Shaw, but a bit of the background is that she was a governess in the local Fardross estate house to the Gledstanes children, and we believe maybe she came back a few years later then as an amateur photographer to take photographs of the people that lived in the Ballymaccan, Fardross area, up in the mountain areas we know it locally. And it's just significant. A lot of our photographs are of women and in their bare feet, in their natural environment, be it on the land, working the land, at turf, going to school, spinning. That one over there, a girl with a creel over her shoulder, the weight that would have been. And she's got a dog with her, and again, they're all barefooted. Do you know how she came to take these photographs? What do we know about her return to this landscape and her capturing of these images? Well, the stories that maybe she took somebody young with her to carry. You can imagine a big heavy camera with the equipment that needed to be carried, where there was no roads, very little transport. But then even several of these photographs are taken inside the dwellings, where you can imagine really small windows, poor lighting, but they've come up so bright in the black and white, and you can see all the artefacts of the house. She came back after she had retired from being a governess, and she came back, do you think, with in mind capturing what life was like here, particularly for women out on these wee farms about the place? Yeah, well, she produced a book and it's called My Irish Friends. So obviously she built up a rapport with the local people. And whenever she come back to Fardross House where she was staying, that's where she developed the photographs in a small room where the silverware would have been kept. She wanted to capture these years of time, and the hardship actually comes through them as well. Look, the wee kids walking down the most terrible muddy stony lane away over the hills to a wee primary school. And John McElroy, you're pointing at this one with the school children.
This is Curlahan School, which I started out in. I was there for about a year until it closed, and it just shows the 4 children, we believe, of the Tierney family walking to school in the morning, bare feet, of course. And many of the photographs were taken in the townland of Curlahan. And around that time, the number of residents on the census of 1911 was 45. If you roll forward 100 years, that number of residents had reduced to 1, and that was myself. Thankfully, with a few more new houses in it, it's started to increase, but it'll never go back at 45.
Is that the wee school there at the side?
That is the school, yeah. It still stands. It's now a dwelling house. It's still there, pretty much in the same shape as it is there. Yeah.
What happened to Rose Shaw once she left this place? Do we know, John?
Rose moved back to Bath, which was her birthplace, and she was a very, very successful costume designer. So she died at 90 years of age in 1949 and is buried in Bath.
Why is it important for them to be exhibited here in this landscape, in this place?
Well, the photographs are taken in around Clogher, but whenever we were trying to gather information or do some homework on it, we discovered that the photographs were claimed by a different Clogher in Donegal or Mayo, but because we can identify the landmarks such as Brackenridge's Folly on some of the photographs, we can identify some of the houses. We know that it was this Clogher the photographs was taken on, but they are ours. We're claiming them We're looking more information, the stories to tell behind all the photographs. We want to claim that back, tell ourselves, and the history that comes with it, and the story of Rose Shaw and the history and legacy she's left behind that she probably never knew she was ever going to leave behind.
You're right, Sean. We're bringing the Rose Shaw collection back home.